if you were at the back of her mind. Suddenly the rain has wiped away the dust from my eyes. I'm alone in the dark, can I be where you are? You were gone from the start, now you tear me apart. I gave you my trust, but you treated me like I couldn't see. I thought you were the one, but I know that I'll never be the girl that you need. You need. You feel the same if you were at the back of her mind. Suddenly.
Everybody, I want to thank you for checking out my broadcast today. My name is Jonathan. Today is day 151 of my 3-year challenge to get my weight and everything under control. It is Wednesday, so that means it is weigh-in Wednesday. I'm going to go ahead and get on the scale here. Let me pull up the scale here, and maybe I'll make it a little bit bigger here so you guys can see it, because it doesn't always show up well. Three 54.2. That is awesome. You can kind of read it there, but yeah, it's 354.2. So that is awesome. That's a 3.2 pound loss from last week. I did not expect that. Let me get my shoes on real quick. So 354.2. So yeah, Carrie's checking in, saying hi. Hi, Carrie. Thanks for checking in here. Let me, I need to get a better way to update this, or a faster way to do this. Yeah, no, yeah, no, that's great. So yeah, 3.2 pounds down in the last week. That is really, it's great to have that happen. You know, I mean, for me, one of the big things I talked about last week was how much the let me turn this off here, sorry. So a big thing for me last week was how much the scale was kind of affecting, you know, my mindset, and how, you know, I get on the scale and I'd be a pound heavier, and then a day later I'd be 2 pounds less than that, or I'd be a pound down from the day before, and just getting on the scale too much and seeing all those fluctuations. And I still kind of, you know, I didn't avoid, or I didn't not get on the scale, but yeah, like, so let me think how, because I kind of remembered the previous week, but yeah, I think I was right about the same weight Friday as I was Wednesday. I hadn't really gone up or down. And then when I came in Monday, I was pretty happy about where I was. And then Tuesday kind of went up, and, you know, and so, yeah, so it's really good to see a 3 pound loss after not knowing if I was going to have any loss going into today. And I really don't feel like I did. You know, the big thing that I have been doing is I have been getting out and I've been walking, and I think that's been kind of helping, or keeping, you know, things going. You know, it's, you know, I'm trying to see how to, like, I've been a lot busier too, and so I just find that I'm doing things that are making me sweat more, I guess. Like, and I'm trying to think of what I was doing. We were cleaning out our van the other day, and just, I was working so much that I was building up a sweat and not just kind of exhausted from being alive. Um, and so, just being more active overall has, I believe, has helped contribute to losing another 3.2 pounds this week. That puts, I should have had the calculator up so I could do it right away. Um, but my total weight loss now is at 165.6 pounds. And that is going to be uh, in really 5 months, So you could say 165 pounds in 5 months. And that is more weight than I've ever lost at one time in any span of time. Uh, Carrie says that she's up a pound, and she thinks it might have been from too many nuts. Yeah, uh, it's tough because uh, you want the scale to show you better. Let's see. Mata says, "Hey, long time no see. May I ask how far you can walk? May I ask how far you can walk at 519 versus how far you can walk now?" So I I mean, right now I'm doing walks. I'm walking twice a day, in the for a half hour each time. So I'm kind of waking up and walking at sunrise, and then I'm going back out and walking again at sunset, and walking for about a half an hour. Uh, I you know it's tough because I could always do things, or like I could have walked those distances being 519, but it wasn't something that I would ever choose to do, I guess. I kind of talked about it the other day in my stream. So I have the Garmin watch that tracks my steps. And when I first started fasting, I really didn't change my lifestyle, and I was doing roughly 4,000 steps a day is how many steps that I would have when I was 519 pounds. Something might cause me to have a few more steps than that, but I think 4,000 was a pretty good average. Now I am hitting 10,000 steps consistently, and because I've hit the goal that my watch had, or whatever the app has put forth a decent amount uh, over the past week, and they've almost all been 10,000 step goals. So, uh, as far as distance, I mean, I could probably walk infinitely further now than I could at 519, but on an average, I doubled the amount of walking that I do, just kind of surviving. Uh, it's weird how you can do those things at 519. At 475, I walk to the bathroom and you're out of breath. Yeah, I mean, out of breath is a different thing. Like, I can't, at 519 pounds, I wouldn't walk up a flight of steps without losing my breath. I mean, if you listen to some of my first videos, you can hear my breathing through the mic. One, because I didn't have the mic kind of set to delete that stuff. But the and I had some video recordings that I was videoing my kids, and it really annoyed me because in the background you could hear my heavy breathing, and it was really frustrating to me to hear it. And so, like, getting out of breath and having labored breathing, uh, you know, that is something where I would get out of breath very quickly. But if I had to walk, or I was forced to walk a distance, I could handle it. Let's see. Carrie said she had our son our son had a 3 mile hike with scouts in the fall. When that came up, I knew I would need to go instead of John. He would have powered through, but would have paid the price for a week after. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I would have done it. I did do like a 1 mile hike or something that the Cub Scouts had done, and yeah, I would have pushed through it. I would have got it done. I mean, uh, people might have thought I was dying by the end of it, but I would have done it. Yeah, that's kind of how that is. Uh, but yeah, I mean, and as far as like the 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 getting around and the mobility, it's been night and day as far as the difference, and I think that's or like when you talk about getting out of breath, I've had a lot of moments where uh I've been doing something now where I was like, oh, I would have been out of breath. In fact, it was an example I can think of, and it was a while back. I think it was during while I was fasting, was, and I think I brought it up in the stream, is I was going into a grocery store and I got to the door and realized I didn't have my mask. So I had to walk back to the car and get the mask and then go back into the store. And at 520 pounds, that would have been really, I mean, it would have been frustrating. Whereas at, at the time it was much easier for me. And even now it would be uh, even easier. And I'm trying to think of the more recent example where I was like, wow, I've really been going at this pace for a long time. And oh, it was another Cub Scout thing. So we did a Cub Scout event. I went with my son. They went and they visited the place where they do like a large Cub Scout. They do like the big camp that they do in our region. And he went there for an event where he got to shoot a BB gun and a slingshot and some other things. And one of the things that they did was they gave us a tour of the facility, and that was our uh, there was 5 groups in our group. The first thing we did was this tour, and uh, it was 40 or 45 minutes of walking around this place kind of back and forth so they could show us the ropes course they had, and they could show us where they did uh, you know the other activities and the swimming pool and things like that. And uh, so the lady that was giving the guide, we were the first group, and she was kind of she was like, we got a lot to go through, and we have to do it quickly so that we can stay on track with everybody else. And I think that the tour was actually kind of the thing that was scheduled to take the longest time, so she needed it to go as fast as possible. So for the first half of the tour, she was just like, she was talking and not really stopping or anything, and was able to keep up right with her at the front of the group, and kind of kept a really good pace. And there was about 15 minutes into that, I realized where I was like, I would never have kept this pace. Like, I would have been way in the back of the group, just kind of hoping to catch them when they stopped to talk for a little bit. And it wasn't that way at all. I was right up with the front of the group. Uh, so that was another thing. Like, I found that uh, I wasn't breathing heavy, and I didn't have uh, I wasn't trying to find somewhere to sit right away. By the end of that day, I definitely was looking for somewhere to sit, though. I was very happy that the tour was the first thing we did, because if that would have been the last thing we did and I had been on my feet all day and then we did the tour, I would have been pretty wiped out, because the during the last activity was kind of the first time I really sat down and relaxed, and it was nice. So yeah, anyways, that's a super long answer to your question. I feel like, on average I do about double, but overall I feel like as far as like getting winded, like like uh it's so much better than that, though. um So yeah, let's see. Going on with what I have here. I guess the thing I've had a lot of uh comments the last 2 days because what I tried to been doing is doing updates like once a month, and that was kind of like the photo that I have as the background here, or as as the stream started, was the update photo I made for my 5 month progress. And so I posted those a couple places yesterday, and it was really nice to get the feedback from people and the encouragement, and those things are really great, and it really helps push me to continue on to do this. uh, but I mean, what really pushes me too though is the people that are watching these videos regularly, and they're finding some sort of inspiration from it. That is definitely the biggest driver. I get private messages from people a lot. I think they're just nervous about putting anything out in the world, and I really appreciate a lot of the comments I get through those as well, because like I said, some of those people I feel like are my biggest fans. So I definitely appreciate all of that. And I wanted to just say thanks to anybody that watches these videos, and I really hope that you guys are able to get as much out of it as I'm getting, because it's really been uh, a huge driver for my success. It's just the coming on, and getting on here, and being accountable, and then uh, you know, and just not wanting to falter. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. That was what I wanted to say. Off all the comments and everything that I got from the posts from Reddit and everything. And then as far as what I've been doing to continue to kind of, I started that book yesterday, How Not to Die, by Dr. Greger. I'm really liking the first half hour that I listened to it. It was one of those things where I listened to it on the way home yesterday, and then on the way to work, I just forgot I was. It's prior to doing any of this, I never really listened to an audio book, or if I did, it was with Carrie for the most part. Like if we were traveling, we would listen to something together. And so when I started this and I listened to the few audio books that I listened to, that was kind of a new thing for me. And then I kind of got burned out during that last one, kind of listening to them. So I fell out of the habit of listening to them. And so I have to remember to get it queued up and play it and all that. But I did listen to it on the way home. I mean, the stuff he's talking about is really cool so far. I mean, it's very much the same as a lot of the other books, but he kind of starts off by talking about the story of his grandmother, and obviously her life had such a huge influence over his path, because of what he saw her do and overcome. So, like I said, I'm just getting into the beginning of it, and I know Carrie said it's a little bit slow going at first, but it will be overall. Uh, I'll be happy with what he says, I imagine, and he's got lots of books out there, and there's a few other books that we'll probably start reading as well. So, but I just got to get back into the habit of listening to him, uh, and you know, like I said, I just kind of took a break from it because it was something that was, maybe I was not overdoing, I don't know. I just got sick of listening to books there for a little bit, and I enjoy listening to music sometimes. So, uh, let's see. Okay, Carrie says the book is always interesting. It's just a lot of info. Yeah, the McGregor's or Dr. Greger, not Dr. Greger's How Not to Die is a lot of info. Yes, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll probably try to throw that on the way home. Uh, yeah, I mean, it's just been, I'm happy with the diet. That's really kind of, been my theme here for the last week or two. I really felt like I packed in the food last night and I still came in weighing 3 pounds down. I don't know, uh, what else to say about, I mean, it's just kind of crazy. Like I had seconds last night of the ramen noodle dish that Carrie made. I think we even had some toast on top of that. I mean, I just felt like I had a lot last night. So uh, that's my biggest thing with this diet is I feel satisfied with the amount of food I get to eat. I never had that with any other diet. Like I would survive and I would push through and I would be happy and I would eat and space it out so that I would always, you know, feel satisfied, but uh, or to cover it up. And really the other big thing that I don't, I guess, talk about probably enough too is that I'm not on any medications like I was. The When I lost a bunch of weight 8 years ago, I was taking phentermine. When I lost, I don't even know how much. I lost a good amount of weight when I was like a sophomore in college because I know I was up into like the 350s or somewhere and I got down to 300 or, I lost a decent amount of weight then, but I was taking those Advocare supplements that had ephedra in them. And both those diets succeeded for me. I was able to curb my appetite or not eat because of those medicines is really, I think, what it is in the end. And this diet's different. Like Carrie says, it's no counting or tracking. Just try not to eat too many nuts or too much, you know, stuff. I mean, there's a few things we have to avoid, but if there's anything that I'd say I overeat is I overeat oranges. I mean, it's just they're easy, they're sweet, they're mostly water. I don't imagine that it can be super bad to eat too many oranges, but or spinach. I eat a lot of spinach. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say you could eat too much spinach, uh, which again are things I never thought I would say ever. What's that? And we're not paying for meetings. Yeah, uh, yeah, right. Like the subscriptions with the other, Yeah, I mean this has definitely really been for me the lowest cost. I mean the amount of waste is non-existent, which is amazing. It's just I used to fill up a garbage can every 2 days here with all the fast food junk, and now I don't fill a garbage can up in a week with the food waste. So it's definitely been different. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for me today. I want to thank you guys for checking out the broadcast. If you haven't already, make sure that you have subscribed to my channel. Hit the icon wherever it is on the screen. Turn on notifications so that you know when I do go live. If you get on Instagram at all, I do have an Instagram account. It is at Fasting. That's FAHSTING. And then we did actually have a lot of activity on the Discord over the last couple days, which I'm happy to see that kind of pick up as well. So if anybody, if you haven't already joined the Discord and you're looking for a place that maybe you want to ask questions or share kind of what you have going on that's not quite as public as this YouTube, then the Discord link is down below in the description. That link should be good for a week. and then that I think it goes away. So again, thanks everybody for all of the kind words over the last couple days. I'm so excited to be 165 pounds down, 151 days in. Uh, Everything has been going just great. I mean, the I I can remember making comments the first kind of couple weeks, like trying to avoid saying that everything in my life will get better because of this, because I'm sure some of my things in my life are already as good as they could possibly be, but everything in my life has gotten better because I've lost 165 pounds, every bit of it. So, um, so yeah, do something about it. If you're waiting, don't wait anymore. Do something about it. I want to thank you guys again and again and again. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a good day.